Good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about metal resource security in China. I am Max Law from Class 4C.
I'm Chen Sang from Class 4A.
I'm Hong Ye Long from Class 4B.
I'm Alan Law from Class 4C. So first of all, I would like to introduce the reserves and production of minerals among the different countries, especially in China. That includes copper, lead, zinc, nickel, bauxite, tin, silver, and gold. And all the data is from National Minerals Information Center. First of all, the copper. In 2020, China produced an estimated 1.7 million metric tons of copper from mines, which is over 3 times less than Chile's production. It was estimated that China has copper reserves of approximately 26 million metric tons. China is placed 8th on a global ranking based on copper reserves. Lead. In 2020, China produced an estimated 1.9 million metric tons of lead from mines and has lead reserves of approximately 18 million metric tons. Zinc. In 2020, China produced an estimated 4.2 million metric tons of zinc from mines and has zinc reserves of approximately 44 million metric tons. Nickel. In 2020, China produced an estimated 120 million metric tons of nickel from mines and has nickel reserves of approximately 2.8 billion metric tons. Bauxite. In 2020, China produced an estimated 60 million metric tons of bauxite from mines and has bauxite reserves of approximately 1 billion metric tons. Tin. In 2020, China produced an estimated 81 million metric tons of tin from mines and has tin reserves of approximately 1.1 billion metric tons. Silver. In 2020, China produced an estimated 3.2 million metric tons of silver from mines and has silver reserves of approximately 41 million metric tons. Lastly is gold. In 2020, China produced an estimated 380 metric tons of gold from mine and has gold reserves of approximately 2 million metric tons.
Next, I'm going to talk about the metal recycling work in other countries and China. Firstly, China is the world's top consumer of metals. She wants to boost its use of steel scrap by 23% by 2025. It is targeting 11.5 million tons of recycled aluminium, 4 million tons of recycled copper, and 2.9 million tons of recycled lead. China plans to increase its use of recycled metals, such as steel, aluminium, copper, and lead over the next few years to ensure supplies and cut its greenhouse gas emissions. China is also spreading advanced recycling to new regions, as well as focusing more on recycled equipment performances. For Japan, companies brought equipment for recycling automotive batteries to recover such metals, such as lithium and cobalt, at lower costs. Facilities that can extract copper, cobalt, and nickel from lithium-ion batteries are also available. Recycling of nickel metal hydride hybrid auto batteries are present in Japan. In America, despite it's not owning the largest percentage of crude steel in the world, the US happens to be the largest producer of scrap metal around the globe. The graph indicates that the recycled rate of metals in the US in 2019. As seen in the graph, the highest recycled metal in the US is lead, while chromium is the least recycled metal among the states.
Next, we are going to talk about China's waste management strategy. In the 20th century, China mainly disposes waste in landfills. also by composting and incineration. Unprocessed sewage from landfills and composting, which contains heavy metals, infiltrates into soil, causing soil and underground water pollution. The exhaust gas from incinerators, such as carbon monoxide, sulfur oxides, and nitrous oxides, causes air pollution. As a result, it will waste limited resources, including metals, and affect people's health and nature environment. Nowadays, to maintain its resource security, China has transitioned into the strategy of from resources to products to recycled resources. Aluminium is a great example of it. First, aluminium is extracted from its ore. Then it is made into various products such as drink cans, cookware, and electronics. After they become waste and collected, they are fed into a furnace to remove paint and coatings. Finally, they are melted into ingots and sent to manufacturers to make new products. The benefits of this method is that it saves a lot of resources. Taking aluminium as an example again, recycling per ton of aluminium could save 90 to 95% of electricity compared to its ore extraction, and more than 10 tons of water. The second benefit is that it makes less pollution to the environment. It decreases greenhouse gas emission, lower the greenhouse effect, and it decreases the wastage of limited resources such as metals, rubber, coal, and oil. However, there are some difficulties as well. The first difficulty is the lack of education. Although people are more aware of recycling and reducing waste, the recycle rate of China is still only around 30%. A large number of people do not have the habit of recycling. Therefore, more in-depth education about recycling to the public is needed. The second difficulty is the lack of support from government. Most of the recycling companies in the industries are small enterprises. They have insufficient funds or low level of technology. Therefore, they have a low efficiency. Also, there are not enough policies to control or support the recycling industry.
And now I'm going to talk about the resource security and the sustainable development. The meaning of resource security is the protection of important resources, which aim to prevent the run out of food, water, energy, this kind of daily use, except for daily needs. Although metals are not used daily, they are used for construction, transportation, making tools, etc., which are also important to humans. Meanwhile, metals are limited and most of them are non-renewable. If we do not take any action to conserve metals, many of them will soon run out. There are many ways for metal resource security. The 3 R's: reusing metal articles, reducing the use of metals, and recycling used metal as the resource security. Sustainable development. The sustainable development is to continue to meet human needs like food and water without undermining the integrity and the stability of natural system. Sustainable development is also maintain the needs of present without use up all the resources and materials of the future generations. Metals are not infinite. Without sustainable development, metals will run out in the future and the future generations will not have metals for construction and transportation anymore. A resource security of metals is needed to maintain a sustainable development of metals. And now I will talk about the relation between resource security and sustainable development. To maintain a sustainable development of the world, a resource security is important, which is inseparable. Not only human, all life are rely on different kinds of resources and materials such as food and water and food. If we use up all of resources without resource security and sustainable development and cannot find new resources to replace them, humans will face the largest crisis in the humankind. Take metal as an example. We can reuse metal articles, reduce the use of metal, and recycle the used metal as resource security of metals, which can lower the rate of using metals. Therefore, the metal can meet the needs of the present and also without using up all the metal's resources for the future generation. As a result, a resource security is important to sustainable development. Without a resource security, we cannot maintain a sustainable development. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.